welcome to this deep dive. We're digging into some really fascinating sources for you today.
That's right.
And the big topic is Shopify, specifically Tobi Lütke's recent mandate.
Yeah, making artificial intelligence basically a fundamental expectation for everyone there.
Exactly. It's a huge shift for a major tech company. And, well, understanding it gives us all a bit of a shortcut, doesn't it, for figuring out what might be coming next.
For sure. We're pulling this from, recent announcements, analyses of their AI strategy, Lütke's vision.
Our mission really is to get a handle on the scope of this AI push.
Right.
Why are they doing it? And what could the broader ripples be in tech?
Okay, so the absolute core of it is Tobi Lütke saying very clearly AI use is no longer optional at Shopify.
Not optional.
No. He's established it as a, quote, fundamental expectation, and that's for every single person.
So not just engineers or data scientists.
No, everyone. Junior staff right up to the top execs. It's being called a major cultural transformation.
That sounds about right. It's moving AI from just being a tool to being part of the fabric of work itself.
Precisely. And the directive gets quite specific.
How so?
Well, employees now need to justify why AI cannot do a task before they can ask for more resources.
Like budget or people?
Or even new hires, yeah. Think about that. It flips the usual way of thinking completely on its head.
Lütke himself apparently asked this key question internally. Something like,
what would this area look like if autonomous AI agents were already part of the team?
right, which leads straight to this idea of hire AI before hiring humans.
And that's not just about swapping out roles one for one. It's about fundamentally rethinking if a human is needed for that function at all, even at high levels.
It's a potential paradigm shift in just how you design an organization, isn't it?
Absolutely. For listeners, it kind of makes you think, how could AI change my team structure? What skills become truly valuable then?
So what's the main driver behind all this? Why now? Why so forcefully?
The big reason seems to be Lütke's core belief. AI is a massive productivity multiplier.
Okay, a multiplier. He's given examples.
Well, the reports mention examples, yeah. Employees achieving apparently 100 times the expected output using AI effectively.
Wow, 100 times. That's quite a claim.
It is, but it's crucial to get his angle here. He's framing it as AI multiplying human capability, not just replacing people.
So enhancing what people can do, making them radically more effective?
Exactly. Isn't replacing humans, it's multiplying them, is the phrase used, taking their abilities to a whole new level.
That 100x figure, even if it's aspirational or applies to specific tasks, it really makes you wonder,
It does. Are there tasks in your own work, maybe repetitive things, data stuff, where even a small fraction of that boost is possible with AI tools we already have?
And we're seeing this put into practice at Shopify already, right? They have tools for their merchants.
Yeah, things like Shopify Magic, Sidekick.
Yeah.
Those are merchant-facing.
But the internal use is maybe even broader.
It seems so. Developers are using tools like Copilot for coding help, Claude for complex problem solving.
Integrated right into their workflow.
Yep. And then there's an internal tool, chat.shopify.io, available to all staff.
So the expectation is use it everywhere.
Pretty much. Factor AI into every stage, even right at the start, the GSD prototype phase, they call it.
GSD. Getting stuff done.
Yeah, basically that initial fast build of an idea. AI needs to be involved even then.
This idea of AI as a partner seems really central then.
Totally. Lütke sees it not just for simple automation, but as a collaborator.
Doing what kind of things?
Helping with coding, sure, but also research, acting as a tutor to learn new skills, being an assistant, even being a critic to give feedback on work.
That's quite a broad scope.
It is. And he makes the point that using AI well is a skill that needs to be carefully learned by using it a lot.
So it requires active effort from everyone. You have to practice.
Exactly. It's not passive. You need ongoing engagement to really leverage it.
And this isn't just like a friendly suggestion, is it? It's being built into how people are evaluated.
No, it's formal. AI usage is going to influence performance reviews.
And even peer feedback.
Apparently so. The message is clear. You need to show proficiency, or at least a real commitment to getting proficient, with AI in your role.
Lütke's been pretty blunt about the consequences of not getting on board, hasn't he?
Extremely direct. He said flat out, it's not feasible to opt out of learning the skill of applying AI in your craft.
It's unambiguous.
And he followed it with a stark warning. Stagnation is almost certain, and stagnation is slow motion failure.
Wow. So the pressure is definitely on.
Immense pressure. The message to the whole team is basically evolve fast or get left behind.
It makes AI adoption feel less like a choice and more like a necessity for survival within Shopify.
That seems to be exactly the intention. It's a high-stakes environment they're creating.
Now, it's probably worth placing this in the wider tech context too, right?
Yeah.
This isn't happening in isolation.
Good point. There's been a lot of talk about cost-cutting across the tech industry generally.
And Shopify itself has reduced its headcount in recent years.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
So you could certainly see how Lütke might view comprehensive AI integration as a way to, well, streamline operations.
And maybe operate effectively with a smaller, more efficient workforce going forward.
That seems like a very plausible interpretation. It aligns strategically.
But he also frames it more positively, doesn't he? Not just cost-cutting.
Oh, definitely. He talks about it as a transformative opportunity, not just tactical savings.
Saying, it will totally change Shopify, our work, and the rest of our lives.
Right. That signals a belief in something much bigger than just efficiency gains. It's about a fundamental reshaping of everything.
A paradigm shift, potentially extending way beyond just Shopify.
That seems to be his conviction, yes.
Okay, so if they're making such a big bet, how are they planning to track if it's actually working?
They're focusing heavily on measurement. Tracking key metrics is crucial.
Like what specifically?
Things you'd expect, like sales conversion rates, customer lifetime value, CLV, customer acquisition cost, or CAC.
Standard business metrics?
Right, but also gains in operational efficiency and using real-time analytics constantly to monitor progress.
And Lütke's bottom line on this is pretty clear too.
Very clear. Quote, if AI doesn't move metrics, it doesn't stay.
So a very results-driven approach. It has to deliver tangible value.
Exactly. They're serious about quantifying the impact. Will AI recommendations actually boost sales? Will personalization keep customers longer? They'll be watching closely.
This whole AI mandate, it also seems to connect deeply with Lütke's broader leadership style, doesn't it? Like his focus on first principles.
Absolutely. That idea of first principles thinking, really questioning everything from the ground up, ignoring how things have always been done, seems core here.
Setting aside assumptions.
Yes. And someone, Glenn Coates, described Lütke as a true futurist, obsessed with the way things should be in the future. That fits.
And AI aligns with that how? By maximizing potential.
That seems to be the link. Automating the routine stuff, the less impactful tasks, frees people up for, higher level strategic thinking, creativity.
Maximizing human potential.
Right. Which ties into another of Lütke's stated beliefs.
Which is?
That there is not a single person on this planet who is even close to being at their maximum potential.
So he genuinely sees AI as a tool to help unlock that untapped potential in people.
It appears so. A catalyst to let employees reach sort of new heights of productivity and innovation.
And this also loops back to Shopify's overall mission.
Yeah, making entrepreneurship more common. Equipping their merchants with these powerful AI tools fits right into that goal.
Okay, so given how comprehensive and decisive this move is at Shopify,
yeah,
the big question is, will others follow?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Will other companies, maybe in different sectors even, adopt this kind of fundamental AI expectation?
It seems plausible, maybe, especially for companies under pressure to boost productivity or streamline their operations.
You'd think they'd be watching Shopify very closely, learning from their successes and, well, any mistakes too.
This whole AI-first approach Shopify's taking, it could be a path forward for others, couldn't it?
It could, especially if they're facing challenges with efficiency or scaling.
Mandating AI use might unlock productivity gains, maybe foster a culture that's more focused on innovation through these tools.
Right. It could be particularly attractive for organizations trying to achieve more with the resources they already have.
So for listeners, thinking about these wider ripples, it's not just if your company might do something similar, but maybe what needs to be considered now.
Yeah, like thinking proactively about AI use, potential workforce shifts, skill development, all those things.
Okay, let's try to summarize the key takeaway here.
All right. Basically, Tobi Lütke is making a really bold, all-in bet on AI at Shopify.
Seeing it as fundamental to the future of work there.
Exactly. It's not a side project. It's a core restructuring driven by this deep belief in AI's power to transform productivity and efficiency.
So the question we leave with our listener is, Shopify has made this move. How does that influence your thinking about AI in your own field, your own company?
And do you expect others to follow suit? Will this become the new baseline expectation?
Yeah. Will it become table stakes?
And maybe a final thought to chew on. In a world where AI increasingly handles routine work, what human skills become truly premium?
What's most valuable when the machines do the grunt work?
Right, and what new kinds of creativity, collaboration, ingenuity might emerge when we partner more closely with AI?
It's definitely a fascinating landscape taking shape right now.
Yeah.
Lots to think about.